2, 3, testing. A little bit more. A little bit more. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. This is the day that the Lord has made, and let us rejoice therein. Amen. Amen. We are excited about today and our presentation by our brother Michael Haynes, who is a member of Christ Second Baptist Church. Amen. We ought to thank God. We are blessed with some very knowledgeable and gifted people within our congregation. And so we are excited about this presentation. Amen. How many of y'all can use some more money? I thought everybody's hands would go up. Yeah. Somebody said the only thing better than money is some more money. Amen. But we need to be smart about money management and money, been more knowledgeable about how to handle money. Because I've discovered if you don't know how to handle money, money will handle you. And when money handles you, it's really not a good thing, because the worst feeling is to be drowning in debt. And so Brother Haynes is getting ready to come now to help us understand investment and what's happening around here. As much as we don't care for Donald Trump, amen, he's setting this economy up for the rich to get richer. And that's just a fact. And so I think we got to get some kind of knowledge to try to get in on it to make our financial situation a little bit better. So let's read Brother Michael Haynes. Come on, brother. Amen. Yes. Crypto. Maybe Michael could talk about that a little. Yeah. 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 Come on, let's receive my frat brother, Brother Michael Haynes. I'm a Q because of him.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay, definitely. Good morning, everyone. I am not a stockbroker, nor did I major in business. I took some business classes. I married a businesswoman, so it helped me out. But I am an engineer. I've had the opportunity to audit and inspect technology-related companies throughout the United States, especially in California. So today, I'm going to highlight some of the technology information that I've learned. Look at me as a insider advisor. I'm the one that tells the stockbrokers where the technology is going. So let me make it clear on who I am and what I will do and what I'm going to share with you today. So remember, I'm the guy that the stockbroker comes to and says, Mr. Haynes, what is going to happen in the next 5 years in the environmental industry? Better yet, in the EV industry, electric vehicles, Air Uber. If you haven't heard about Air Uber, we're getting ready to start air taxis, which are electric planes, run on batteries. I know some of you look at me like, what? These will be taxis. So in other words, if you're flying out of LAX, you'll probably be able to take a taxi from Santa Ana City to LAX and avoid all this traffic. That's why they call it Air Uber. Also, you need to be concerned about, not necessarily concerned, but be excited about the fact that I'm knowledgeable of LiDAR technology. Now, that may go over your head, so some of you can Google it, but we did pass around a sheet that describes what LiDAR technology is. And mainly, it is light directing system. Now, if you've seen that, if you got GPS and your screen lit up, that's LiDAR. If you've seen the cars driving around here with these radar systems rolling around on the top of the cars, that's LiDAR. LiDAR is involved in mapping for you mapping in EVs. How many of you own a car that can self-park? If you got a 2024 or 25, they're out right now with self-parking. Next year, we will have cars that you can buy that are self-driving. We call them autonomous systems. Now, I'm not saying you should buy one. I'm saying that's where technology is going. Now, some of you look like me in the sense of not melanin, but you look in regards of the same generation I came from. So if I do this, I remember I had to have to use the phone, and it went like this. Did that ring any bell? Anybody in here, or is that just me? Okay, so if that rung a bell with you, someone told you then that we were going to be able to get phones that we could talk without a connection. Most of you said, no, it will never happen. Guess what? How many have a cell phone now? Would you please raise your hand if you have a cell phone? Now, if you know the name of the cell phone company that manufactured it, and I'm going to start with this young lady real quick. I'm not going to put you on the spot, but do you know who manufactured your phone, the name of it? Is it Verizon, Apple? Apple. Now, I'm going to ask her this question. Everybody look. Approximately, how much did you pay? Approximately. Just give us a number. You think. You probably pay about a month, so it adds up. But literally, if you go on Amazon, you could probably get an Apple phone for about $300, give or take. What I'm getting to is that now, if you paid $300 for a phone, or a little bit over that, that's great. But how many shares of Apple do you own? Did you get that question? Okay, so if now Apple is probably going right now for about $200 some odd a share. One of you with a fancy cell phone, could you please Google Apple and tell me how much the Apple stock price is going for today? But what I'm getting to is this. She can either pay $300 for an Apple cell phone or pay $150 for Apple stock. And that means when every single one of you buy an Apple cell phone, she's getting paid because she's getting dividends. We have to stop being not necessarily consumers, but being victims. You have to put on your big pants now. As ladies present, guys, I would say something else, but you got to pick on your big pants now and be a survivor. We can't have you being consumers anymore. No more. It ends today. Now, this topic was supposed to be discussed with you during Black History Month, but I missed that date, so the good pastor moved me into March. But this is really a Black History uplift message. No longer being consumers. It ends today. So that means anytime you buy something, you should be getting theoretically paid for buying it. It ends today. No more. No more. Now, if you leave today with that mindset, then what I'm going to share with you going next will fall into place. So I'm going to share with you today some of the top EV, some of the top Air Uber, some of the top LiDAR, some of the top, listen to this one, AI stocks that are out there. Now, again, since I'm not a stockbroker, I'm not recommending these stocks to you. Oh, artificial intelligence. I apologize. Artificial intelligence for the people that are not clear up on this technology. Now, I don't care how young you are, you need to stay up on the technology, especially ladies, because you ladies have the job to train our sons, our daughters, our nieces, and our nephews. Yeah, the men are there, but you interface with these young students a little bit more than probably me, this gentleman, and the pastor, and this gentleman here. I'll say that again. Ladies, it is very important that you understand technology. Why? Because that's where you should be putting your money. Now, some of you have fancy purses, ladies. If you like purses, Google the purse companies, see if they own stock, sell stock. Instead of just buying the purse, buy the company. If you're dropping $200, $300, $500 for a purse, I know you do it. My wife has snuck and done it, so I know you do it. I'm just saying, great, if that's what you like, because guys, you know what we like. But remember, when you buy the purse, think, ladies, am I getting paid also? The purse is beautiful. You're going to get people that's going to say, oh, that's a gorgeous purse, girl. But it's a debit in your account, not an asset. It's a debit in your account, not an asset. So, what you're going to hear today is going to be striking. Another thing I'm going to share with you, this document here that was passed out is called ER, and that stands mainly for exponent ratio. So when you're looking at stocks, always look for the ER ratio, and you want it as low as possible. It should be under $1. That's how much the stock company is charging for their stock on a yearly basis. So you want, and who are we paying? We're paying the administrator. We're paying the manager of the stock fund. So you want that under $1. So you're looking for things that say 0.01, 0.1, 0.2. That is what you're looking for when you're looking on these stocks. Another one that I shared with you this. If you have a cell phone, please scan this right now. Get your cell phone out and scan this QCR code. This will share with you about Air Uber. Okay, the young lady was, raise your hand. I think you have any more? Pastor didn't get one. Also, some of you saying to me, well, Haynes, I'm not necessarily into technology, but I'm into entertainment. How many are going to watch is it the Academy Awards tonight, or is it the Oscars? Do you know the company that puts on the Oscars is a corporation? So if you're going to watch the Oscars tonight, how much money are you making off the Oscars? Now, I'm not trying to tell you that money is everything. I'm telling you right now, in the United States of America, it is. Under this administration, it is. So, I'm not here to talk politics. I'm here to talk assets and debits. So please pay attention to the administration. Project 2025 is your bookprint of where you should be putting your money. So remember, they're talking about reclassifying the Department of Education. So education stocks are going to go up. So follow this as also a bookprint if you want. Now, I'm going to share this also. Some of the churches are in corporations. Look on sites and see if the churches are incorporated and do they sell stock. If so, invest in things that you know. Everyone is not technology driven, but invest in areas that you know. If you like sports, what is your sports team? Lakers. Lakers is a corporation. How many in here own stock with the Lakers? Or how many just own a t-shirt? Okay, again, ladies and gentlemen, it ends today. I'm not saying you should not be a Laker fan. What I am sharing with you, you should be a Laker fan and take money, get the payment on that. Now, before I show the slideshow, which is about 10 minutes, I want to share with you some other things. I'm going to have this young lady pass it around. Are there any Deltas in here? Delta Sigma Theta? There's one. Okay, again, I was at a youth leadership conference yesterday, and the Deltas showed up and passed these out. They're saying they'll give you scholarships up to $5,000 to your son and daughter, niece, and nephew. So scan that, pass it around, everybody scan it, and it'll show up in your phone. Contact the Delta Sigma Theta chapter and inquire about that scholarship. Also, how many here drink water? Like the pastor said, I would expect everybody's hand to go up. I said water now. Are you aware that most city water is contaminated? How about your water? Now, if you're in Long Beach, we're planning a public tour of the water treatment plant that handles your water. If you don't live in Long Beach, every year you can request the sampling data from your water. So again, water companies are alive and well. If you know any of them, invest in them. Oh, the tour we're going on is the one in April. So if you can, sign up for the April one. Also, some of you have a niece and nephew, son or daughter that's going to college. Remember, colleges are corporations. Invest in them, especially the private ones. So if your son or daughter is going to go to USC, how many pairs of stock of you own of USC? If they're going to a private college, some of those are incorporated. So remember, we got to stop being just consumers. We got to stop being just victims. We got to be survivors. Thank you. So again, I'm passing around some things money related. These scans will help you save money, or with the Deltas, your son or daughter, niece and nephew may qualify for one of those $5,000 scholarships. So before I go through this slideshow, I want to share with you one or two other things that you need to know about stock. I'm also going to share with you what we call ETFs. Write that down, ladies and gentlemen, because that's where everyone is putting a lot of money at. When I say a lot of money, I'm talking about billions and trillions of dollars. It's called ETF. That stands for Electronic Trading Funds. Electronic Trading Funds. What is the difference between a stock and an ETF? Well, if I own a share of Amazon, I own a share of Amazon Corporation. So the more shares I own, the more I control of Amazon. ETFs would take Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, and some of your other large technology companies and put it in one fund. That's called an ETF. So when you buy an ETF, you're buying over 30 to 50 other companies in that ETF. So for you, if you're a beginner, I would suggest, and again, this is me, so talk with your stockbroker or whoever you're working with, I would suggest you start with ETFs, only because they spread your risk out. Instead of just hoping on one stock, you have over 30 or 40 stocks in that fund. That's the difference between ETFs and single share stocks. So write that down, because you're going to need this if you're going to be playing the money game in 2025. Listen to also Mr. Buffett. Oh, Warren. Why? Why am I suggesting you to listen to Warren? Well, where Warren puts his money, you should put yours. Another insider trading. So make sure when you're dealing with these stocks, you are aware of where you should be putting your money. Also, with these stocks, you also need to know that with stocks, they go up they go down. You also want to buy when they're low. But what is low? Case in point, write down this company name, Archer Aircraft. Write it down. Archer Aircraft. Why am I suggesting you write down Archer Aircraft? Archer Aircraft is one of the largest air Uber companies in the world. They just signed an agreement in Dubai. So the Saudi Arabians are going to have air Uber this year. We're having it next year. Europe is having it this year. So in other words, Archer Aircraft also has just signed a $40 million contract with the United States Defense Company. Why? Because defense people think this EV airline is a great opportunity. Oh, by the way, you can't hear these planes. They sound like electric vehicles. Anybody with an electric vehicle? Have you ridden in an electric vehicle before? What sort of sound does it make? If done. So when you're on this air Uber, you will not be hearing any noise because the plane is silent. The military wants it because they can purchase and now sneak up on their enemies, because you're not going to hear a regular plane sound. So Archer Aircraft, I purchased at $6 a share. I think Archer got to $9 a share, and I was asking my wife, I said, I think I should sell, and I held on to it. It dropped a little bit, but now it's back again. So my target for Archer Aircraft, for my stock, will be $10. Once it hits $10 a share, I'm dropping it. That means I'm selling portions of my stock. That's how I make money. So remember, with stocks, you can do it two ways. You can make income when your stock rises and you sell it for a profit, or you can purchase dividend stocks. Dividend stocks pay monthly, quarterly, and yearly. Write that down. Monthly, quarterly, and yearly. So if you're interested in dividend stocks are some that, like for example, your utilities. A lot of your utility companies are dividends. And you can go on and you can identify how much the dividend is actually paying. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are some of the things you need to know about the stock market and how to invest. And as I told you before, the only reason you have me up in front of you, because I tell stockbrokers where the technology is going. And I specialize in artificial intelligence, robotics, and automation. But that is tied to the environmental field. But I am familiar with the vehicles also. I audit those companies. So take screenshots of what you see, and we can ask questions afterwards, preferably. Let's go one. Sponsors. You name it. Martin Esquire, Omega STEM, Omega 12th District, ITT Properties, Coffee, etc. Artificial intelligence. So, the artificial intelligence is broken into three divisions, ladies and gentlemen. You have the robots or robotics. You have artificial intelligence. So what you go with, some of you are going on the computer and you see Copilot, or you see some of these artificial intelligence assisting programs. Start using them. If you're not real good at writing, write it out, put it in the program, press enter, and it will write it out for you. I'll say that again. Put it in the system, cut and paste, put your report in there, press enter, and AI will write that report for you. Free. Also, that's artificial intelligence. Another big one are the chips. Every electronic piece you have is ran by a microchip. You know we're running out of microchips? Has anybody heard of the company by the name of NVIDIA? That's the #1 microchip manufacturer in the United States. All of their 2025 microchip production, and they produce somewhere in the avenue of about 400 million, are all sold out already. And then you have the high tech. So African Americans need to look at the high tech areas and robotics. Those are the areas where you will probably be replaced. Oh, by the way, you heard all these people being fired. Did you ever hear what their positions were? You heard the DE firing somebody. You heard somebody firing somebody. You heard. Now the news is telling you we're firing them, but the news is not telling you what positions that these people hold. Okay. When you're looking at artificial intelligence, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you are looking at going forward. Robots, robotics, artificial intelligence, and high tech. All of these areas are prime for your money. In other words, some of you, if you play your money card, the money game right, you should be eligible to make a nice profit dealing with stocks associated with this going forward. The next 5 years, you will see major changes in how you live, how you travel, how you report things. Remember, they've been talking about getting rid of IRS. Really? They didn't do that when I had to pay all the taxes. They should have did that before I paid. Now they talking about getting rid of IRS. Really? Well, I better make sure I get my money back. So if you've already sent your money in for this year, for last year, make sure you tell your tax person, get that money into me before they change anything at IRS. Now, I have a friend that works there. He's telling me that it's mainly people that were on probation, people that had issues, and you know these issues, you know what people have issues, and it was also people that were retiring early anyway, and they took, the golden handshake, grabbed the extra money and ran. So what I'm telling you is this: AI is replacing all of those people as we speak. The car industry, how many of you have had a friend that worked in the Detroit car industry that used to assemble the vehicles? Have you ever seen what's happening in the car industry right now? So some of you need to Google car manufacturers, and you will see nothing but robots. And one guy, either Asian or African American, Asian or white, pushing buttons. So if you got a son, a daughter, niece, or nephew that's in high school, and they say, I don't know what I want to do, send them here. I'm apologizing that I am not putting on my scholarship hat, but I am putting on the money hat. So Trump wins the 2024 elections. Boo, okay, whatever. Investor banking on higher corporate profits. Tesla market value surpasses not 1 billion. What is that number? 1 trillion. So you know why Elon is hugging up with your president. Oh, and guess what? Elon is upset because the biggest EV manufacturer is not Tesla. It's a company in China that's called BYD. And I'm going to give you the stock trading on that. It's better than Tesla. They've sold more electric vehicles throughout the world than Tesla. And Tesla is hugging up with your president to keep what? Tariffs on the Chinese. Why? Elon does not want those EVs in America because their EVs are cheaper than $70,000. Their EVs work better than Tesla, and they're less than $20,000. So it's a reason why Mr. Musk, is hugging up with your president. Oh, I'm sorry, America's president. He ain't mine either. So if the administration is going to hug up with these billionaires, then we need to hug up with them too. You need to hug them with them too, sister. You too. You brother, hug up with them too. Do not let this opportunity pass. Remember, we went from da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da to It's coming. Now, if you are a naysayer, you can say, Haynes, I don't think it's coming. Mark my words, it is coming. It's here. Literally, it's here. And you're seeing people getting thrown out over AI. I told a programmer yesterday, he said, man, I'm almost sure I'm going to make a lot of money next 5 years. I said, don't program your job from under you. Because he's programming AI. I said, did you put a safety in there to say it will not fire you? He said, no. I said, guess what? You better put one in there. Or not, you're going to be thrown out too. The Dow soared after the president got in 1,500 points. Summary, all three major indexes hit records. Trump-linked stocks blew up. Market volatility dropped. Again, small cap companies soared. Can anybody tell me what a small cap company is? Companies that normally under $1 billion in revenue. Guess what? Trump is putting a ton of money in those companies. So if you're a small business, you need to contact the Small Business Association. Raise your hand and say, I need one of those small business grants. Guess what? You probably get it because Trump is pushing it. So whatever you see on here that Trump and Elon is pushing, go for it. I'll say that again. Don't let your politics interfere with your pocketbook. Some of you letting emotions dictate your actions. You better put your money, not necessarily where your mouth is, not necessarily where your politics are, but where your mind is. Think. Okay, here you go. I promised you this. I said it was coming. Be prepared to take some screenshots. I think I'm going to ask Sheila and the pastor to make this PowerPoint available, but you got to request it, and you got to make sure you do not reproduce it. So you're going to have to sign something to get it. So if you want this, take a picture. 10 best performing ETFs in 2025. This is a projection. This is as of December. Here you go. Now, I'm not going to bore you with all of these specifics, but I need you to concentrate on things. This is an ETF expense ratio. So the first two are over what I've told you, isn't it? And that first ticker is NVIDIA, the largest microchip producer in the United States for sure. Their expense ratio is a little bit above 1, but assets under management. Can somebody tell me how much that is? Assets under management. How much money does it say is under management for NVIDIA? $972 million. That's more than 40% of the countries in the world. Gross national product. This company, with their assets, could probably buy 40 countries. I didn't say cities, I said countries. That's how much money we're dealing with. Another one, Grayscale Bitcoin. Somebody was asking about the Bitcoin. Don't purchase Bitcoin as a stock, get it as an ETF, and then you're going to get all of the companies that are involved in Bitcoin. And it spreads out your risk, plus it's cheaper. Grayscale, again, it goes by the acronym of GBTC. You're going to see these a lot. These are stock acronyms, so you can always type in these acronyms and the whole information will come up. Invesco, they're investing in the top 500 small cap companies. How much money do they have assets? 2.1 what? Billion. They can probably own about 60 countries. How many of you are part of this? How many of you own at least one stock? I said it ends today. It ends today. Do not let your emotions dictate your actions. Whether or not you love this country, hate the country, whatever, put your money where theirs is. ProShares Bitcoin, another one, a Bitcoin, excuse me. iShares U.S. Insurance ETF, another one. Another one. So if you're not taking down these acronyms, please do, because this is where you may want to put some funds. Another one, Round Hill Magnificent 7, Van Eck Semiconductor ETF, Vitris Reeves Utilities ETF, iShares Global Gold Miners ETF. Now, women, I know you love gold too, but I would send you a stock that shares in diamonds, but I will sell that later. So if you attend our May scholarship meeting, we'll share that there. But women, right now, I know you like gold. I know you like them gold rings and necklaces and all that. Again, we can go down to Jared and we can go down to the fancy jeweler companies. How much stock do you own in them? Again, Invesco S&P Mid Cap, another one. Now, let's talk about the top AI stocks to pursue in 2025. Allego NV, write down ALLG. It's a Dutch company involved in producing electric vehicles, including cars, buses, and trucks. Most of you see EVs as a car, but the biggest EV market are trucks and buses. I know, some of you look at me and are like, well, Tesla produces that. No, Tesla mainly handles EVs, cars. These people handle buses and trucks. And remember, buses and trucks are some of the biggest market for EVs, not you. Matter of fact, you just an hors d'oeuvre to these companies. You just hors d'oeuvre. This is the main menu. I forgot what the pastor used. Where's the pastor at? Oh, he's up there. Okay. The pastor always say he likes what when he goes out to these big meals. This is not an hors d'oeuvre with cars. This is the main meal when you're dealing with EVs. It's the buses and the trucks. Also, Xpeng Inc., headquartered in Guangzhou, China. I know, you look at me like, I'm not sure if I should invest in China. I don't know why. They're the second largest world power. And if you don't watch yourself, they're just going to walk right over here and take over U.S. anyway. They already said they're going to take over our EV market. So Trump can throw all the tariffs he wants. The Chinese are saying, we coming. We're going to take over that market and Canada. That's what they're saying. So, again, don't get into politics. Whether or not you concerned or not concerned, let's invest in these Chinese markets. Guess what? The money that you invest, the assets you get back will be green. And it'll look just like what you got in your purse and your back pocket right now. It'll be green. Okay, we also threw Tesla. Don't let Tesla fool you. Yeah, Elon is hugging up with a president, but Elon is pocketing the money. He's making sure Tesla is the grand EV company for the world. Definitely for the United States. Definitely for the United States. So, I'm not mad at Elon. I know that went over you guys' heads, so if you saw that, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not mad at Elon. I'm just saying, watch that stock, Tesla. We're going to the moon with Tesla. We're going to Mars with Tesla. We're sending up satellites with Tesla. Not just cars. That car, again, is just some sidebar money for Elon. The big money is the satellites. All right, let's go into the top artificial intelligence stocks that are ETFs. So these are the big ones. So get your camera phone ready. All right. Global X Robotics and Artificial Intelligence. I currently have about, I think, 50 shares of this. Doing great. I'm not bragging, but I'm doing great. Get that money in these stocks right away, ETFs. Also, Global Robotics and Automation Index, ETF. Get it done. iShares, Artificial Intelligence. First Trust, Artificial Intelligence. Again, don't let your emotions dictate your actions. I know artificial intelligence may be a little scary to a lot. If you run across problems, feel free. My phone number is 562-822-1411. I work for, where do I work for? Oh, I work for the South Coast Air Quality Management District. I am an emergency response specialist. I'm currently working with the Pasadena and Altadena site cleanups. So if I have that information, I will share it with you. Per the pastor, when he told me to take over scholarship, I said, well, what about that science stuff? He said, you can bring that along too. I said, okay. Because all this, I have 43 years of investigating companies just like this. I said investigating. So not only I know their numbers, I know the people in charge. Why? Because I'm using them when we go to court. I'm the one that's testifying against these people in court. So not only I know their financials, I know their companies. It's 562-822-1411. If you see any of those STEM cards out there, my number is right there at the bottom. Okay, let's go back into, again, Artificial Intelligence, AI 2025. We did those. Okay, now let's talk about the 5 best. AI, I'm not drifting. I didn't say rap music. I did not say purses. That's not my expertise. I see the purses when my wife bring them home, but otherwise than that, ladies, it just looks just like a purse to me. I hear the music playing. I'm a reggae man myself, but I hear jazz. I hear all that. That's great. But hey, I need to start putting some money in entertainment too. So whatever you like, that is the industry you want to start. Why? Because you're an expert in that industry. Gwen, what do you like? What do you like to do? What is one of your hobbies? Okay, Gwen should be investing in who? Armstrong. Anybody know who Armstrong is? You know who Armstrong is? Thank you. Armstrong Gardeners. Armstrong Nurseries. Young lady, what is one of your hobbies or like what you like to do? Okay, there are printing companies that print the Bible. I would say to her, invest in one of the printing companies. Young lady, what do you like to do? I mean, what is one of your hobbies? I'm sorry? Okay. She said LA Fitness. How many of you own stock in the fitness company that you go to every week, every other week? Again, I'm not here to discuss with you your personal life. I'm here to say, if you like fitness, guess what? That's where you need to be. Okay, let's talk about the top 5. Let's talk about the top 5. Take these down. Take a screenshot of this, please. This is the big ones. Now, this was as of January. So if you go on, some of these stocks may have dropped. Am I almost finished? Okay. I'm going to finish up in about 5 minutes, and I'm going to answer all questions. Okay, take this one. Now, if you have a son, a daughter, niece, and nephew, whether or not they majored in engineering or business, tell them to apply to these companies. They're not laying off. Matter of fact, they're looking for the brightest and the best right now. And I don't know about this DEI. I've been with my agency for over 40-some years. I don't remember me coming in as DEI. I remember them telling me, they brought me in saying, well, you know, you have good knowledge. You come from this aerospace company as an engineer. You come from with environmental. Yeah, we want you. How many here are DEI? I thought so. Ain't no white girls in here. No disrespect, but the only people at my agency was getting availability on the DEI was people that didn't look like me, but it was definitely ladies. But they didn't look like none of you ladies in here. Oh, you got melanin. The ones I saw did not have that melanin. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, these are the companies that you want to encourage your son, your daughter, your niece, your nephew to get their applications together and make this happen. But in the meantime, please purchase some stock with these people. I need a favor from somebody who has a cell phone open. Could somebody put in NVDA and tell me the current stock price for NVIDIA? Can somebody put in PLTR and tell me the current stock price for Planeteer? Can somebody put in Microsoft for me, MSFT? And then can somebody put in Amazon? And can somebody put in C3AI or AI? So when you have done that, raise your hand, and I need to call on you. So first, did anybody put in NVDA? Put in your phone, search it. Can anybody tell me what the current stock price for NVDA? $120? $124. How much have $124 in your account today? In your bank account, in your savings account? How many of you got $124 at least? Well, if it's not doing anything in your Bank of America or your Chase account, which they're paying 0.01% annually, oh, by the way, stop right there. Get all your money out of the banks and put them in high interest paying savings accounts. One good one is called SoFi. They're online. Most of your online banks are paying more than your bank. They're paying at least 5% annually. Chase is paying me 0.1%. So at the end of the year, Chase is paying me 3 cents. And I know I got at least $20,000 in one of Chase accounts. They're paying me 3 cents. So I took that money and ran. I put it in a high interest account. So what about Planeteer? Can anybody tell me what they're paying, what their stock price is? Anybody put it in? 84.92? How many people got $85 in their account? Why is it in your account? Why aren't you buying the stock? At least 3 shares. Whose kid is this? Young man. That's yours? How old? Okay. You should buy him at least 5 shares. By the time he becomes 15, he'll probably be close to a millionaire. You didn't loan her money. I know. I understand, young man. I understand. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're facing. These are some of the things that, you do need to get involved with. Now, I searched high and low for a picture of a black guy, AI. For some odd reason, when I put in the system, I got all these other ones, but I didn't get the black guy. So I had to put in black AI, and I got him. They even separating us on AI. So again, ladies and gentlemen, you see this black young man? It's a reason. I have one also that has a black lady. Let's make it clear. We are here. Make it happen. Okay, where's the lady? Oh, there's my friend with the Bibles, right? These are the top printing stocks. But they're also using 3D printing. So routine books. I think my wife is here. Connie, what was the name of that bookstore you said is closing? You guys know where Barnes and Noble is closing? I know. If you have any questions, see my wife afterwards. She told me. That means we may start getting rid of books, not burning them. I was at a youth leadership conference yesterday. We had over 180 black young men from 4th grade to 12th in a few college. Are you aware that some of them could barely write their name? And when we did a math exercise, I'm talking about addition here. One guy said, "Can I use a calculator?" A calculator for addition? So please make sure, no matter what school you sending them kids to, you better check that not only the grades are meaningless, check what they know. Because I can pass a child A. When he get into college, he don't even know how to write his name. So I know there's a lot of educators in here. These are the top 3D printing stocks. We're printing out houses now. We're printing out cars now. So the old way of construction is going by the wayside. It's called 3D printing. Oh, and if your son or daughter, niece or nephew, school does not have a 3D printer, let a brother know. My organization is giving out 3D printers. Why? To encourage technology. Not just with you, but with him. That gentleman right there, this gentleman right here, is going to see all of the hard work that you and I put in for him with technology. I'll say that again. This young man here is going to benefit. So I know we got to handle some questions. This is a car being 3D printed. Most of your cars are 3D printed. This is the top dividend income ETFs. Take a picture of these. Just take a picture. These are the call signs. So if you want, this is for growth. This is for money. This is for dividend paying. So these are some of the highest paying companies that pay dividends. These are ETFs. Remember, these are ETFs. Remember, these are ETFs. This is not just stocks. This is ETFs. Remember, what are ETFs? ETFs are pools of stocks in that same industry. So a stock is you buy one share of a stock. ETF, you buying one share, but you got 40 different companies in that share. You spread your risk. Income and growth. I'll say that again. The only thing you people, us, need to be looking at for 2025, 26, 27, and 28. Oh, by the way, what is the church doing in 2028? You know that's the year of the Olympics. Let's start planning for something. But for you, 2025, 26, 27, you should dedicate your money, I'm sorry, I said the M word, your money for income and growth. In other words, when you're asleep, your money should be making money for you. If you got to go to work, you obsolete. I got people retiring on dividends. So if you find anywhere between $150,000 to $200,000, somewhere, somehow, put it in a dividend fund, and literally you could probably retire. I have a little bit over 100-something in Treasury Direct. I was messing with my wife on this. They're paying us over $600 a month. I'm not doing anything with that money but lending it out to the United States government. And it's $250,000 guaranteed. So I took some money from a house sale, dropped it in the Treasury Direct. This is the government's Treasury Direct. And this is T-bills, not bonds. T-bills. And it's paying monthly. So I just watched that money be deposited in the account. I don't do anything. So I know some people that are living off of dividends, especially some of my white and Asian counterparts. So again, the best lithium, as you know, lithium batteries are here to stay. You got them in your phone, you got them in your car, you got them at home. So these are some of the stocks that you want to do for lithium batteries. Take a quick picture because we're closing out. And 5 EV stocks to buy. Again, urban air mobility. Air Uber is here. Air Uber is here. Air Uber is here. That's what they're going to look like. That's what they look like. That's what they look like. Okay, happy investing. Questions before we start? We got 4 minutes before church starts. So we'll start on this side. Any questions for anyone over here? You good? All right, where? On this side? Okay, I'm sorry, didn't see you. Yes, sir. Well, I'm on Robinhood. So first you need to identify a stockbroker. Some of you may go with Schwab. Some of you, there's other ones out there. Just Google stockbroker. I like to watch and handle my own investments, so try Robinhood for me. But number one, first identify a stock program or investment cycle, such as like a Robinhood or Schwab, and then go online and put your money where your mouth is. Drop $50 in. You don't need a lot of money. Drop $100 in and see how it works. That's what I would tell you to do. That's what I had to do. Next question. Anyone over here? You sure? But just remember before I answer that, I got up real early. You don't normally see me until about 10 o'clock. So I got up real early to get here. So ask these questions. Yes, ma'am. Air Uber? Okay, there's 2 companies I would recommend that you consider. Both of these I have in my portfolio. I have Archer Airline and I have Joby Airline. Look those